My name is Jeff Penwell.
I'm Brother Joseph Penwell. I'm from San Diego, California.
I have 8 siblings. I am also the identical twin. My identical twin is Joe. It was a little traumatic. It was a very, very hard situation. You know your parents love you. You don't understand why they're not there. So as a kid, I grew up, used to play just outside like every normal kid did, until a family moved into the neighborhood, a Filipino family, the Gabrantinas. And they also were a very large family, but they had kids that were our age.
I was impressed with them because even though you can see that, they had their troubles and hardships as any big family or any family in that case has, but yet they stuck together and they were able to face the troubles as a family.
And we know that they weren't available on Sundays and then Wednesday. And then when I was about 15 years old, they invited us to a Bible exposition. We agreed to go.
And then when the first time they attend the Bible Expo, they're interested to continue. So I keep going with them. I keep taking them to the church with my family until they finish their Bible doctrine.
Teachings really were made clear to me. Again, I had been to a few services in other churches, and it really didn't impress upon me. But when I came to the Iglesia ni Cristo, it was very different. The way that the lesson was taught to me, the way that it was expressed, that really this is what God wants us to do.
From the beginning, from the first time I ever went, I felt that this was right. I just felt that there was a truth here that I had never heard before.
I was so happy that I had the church because it gave me that strength. It gave me the ability to face all of those trials and difficulties that came along the way. One of the biggest trials that we faced was only 1 year after we had been baptized. And my father, because of the stresses of life, he could not cope anymore with such a big family, so he left. And then we had to move house to live with my mother. And that was a very difficult time in our life. And again, the first thing we thought about, my brother and I, was we need to go to the chapel, even though, again, it was so far away, 2 hours by bus. But when we were there going to the chapel in order to offer or have a prayer, and we were sitting there waiting for the bus, as if something descended upon us, and a great peace came over us. And then we looked at one another and said, "Are you okay?" And both of us looked and we could see that we both were fine, knowing that God would be with us still, and He would never forsake us. Me and my brother took different paths. He became a choir member. Me, I became a CWS teacher. He joined the military, and it seems like just something was guiding me to enter the ministry. And in ministry is a call, I believe that very, very strongly. It is a call of God.
I've been approached many, many times, like I said, thinking that it's my brother, but it's the pride that I hear in their voice, the respect I hear in their voice about when they talk about my brother. It's a sense of overwhelming, just, I would have to say pride. It makes me feel very good.
The last time I saw my brother was probably almost 7 years ago, in person. I love all my brothers and sisters. I love them very deeply. But that being said, that he is not only a brother in flesh, but a brother in the faith, then it makes it a close bond with Him. It is here I find that peace that gives me the ability to go on. This is what many people lack. They cannot face their troubles, and it really destroys them when these difficulties come. But with that fortitude that God gives by means of that faith that we have, then we're able to go on and face these things that matter.
Being in the church for in excess of 30 years, you learn a lot of things. I found out that if I try to do it by myself, I'll fail. But as long as I have God, I won't fail. That is the biggest lesson that I've learned. You know, people will say to me, "Oh, you have such a strong faith." Yes, but that's not all that I rely upon. My faith is strong because I have God.